Another passage we've all heard raised against Calvinism is found in James chapter 1. Let no one say when he is tempted, I am being tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, and he himself tempts no one. But each person is tempted when he is lured away and enticed by his own desire. Once again, this verse says nothing about whether or not God determines or causes temptation to occur. All it says that God is not the one doing the tempting. When the Holy Spirit led Jesus into the wilderness to be tempted, God was obviously causing a temptation to occur, and yet it was Satan who was doing the tempting, not God. To say that if God causes temptation to occur, that is identical to saying he is the one doing the tempting, is as absurd as saying that when you pray, God, lead me not into temptation, that you are somehow praying, God, please don't tempt me. Clearly absurd. Not to mention, once again, temptation itself cannot occur within creation unless God exerts the sustaining power so that it can occur. This text is addressing the outplay of temptation on the storyline level, which includes the tempter and the tempted. Saying that God is not the tempter is not the same thing as saying that God has nothing at all to do with the occurrence of the temptation. Now, these are just a few of the verses raised against the idea of God being the author of sin. There are plenty more that we could go over if we had time, but they all share the same misuse and corresponding answer to the three above, and that is the failure to recognize God in the transcendent ultimate position. No one is saying that God is directly involved in the occurrence of sin on the storyline level. God is not the one sinning, the sinner is. Nor is he commanding sin, nor forcing man to sin against their will to commit sin. And none of these verses I have brought up have suggested anything of the sort. However, none of this will ever change the fact that nothing, including sin, could be occurring apart from the power of God ultimately causing it all to exist and occur. The Bible forces us to recognize God's role as the transcendent sustainer and worker of all things. Is there a contradiction, or is someone making false assumptions along the way?